Okay, so we're here with Billianne. This is a really big weekend for you. First of all, welcome to Osheaga.
Thank you.
We have a lot to celebrate. First of all, you are the iHeartRadio Future Star.
Yeah.
Where were you when you found out?
Oh, where was I? Oh, I was actually waking up, so I was in bed. I try not to check my phone in the morning, but I checked it that morning. And I was in bed, and I think I got a text from my manager just being like, hey, you're the Future Star. And I was like, whoa. And I had told my mom, because I went into the office of iHeart, and they told me that I was like getting up to like the final like round of people, I guess, round of songs.
Yeah.
And so I told my mom about that. So when I walked out, she was in the kitchen, and I told her, and she was like, oh my gosh. Like she screamed.
Your parents, like especially your dad, is like the best hype man ever. He really is. I was going to say the second thing we're celebrating this weekend is your new song Crush.
Yes.
And your dad dancing in that promo video in the background. I was really hoping that he would be a backup dancer on stage for you.
Oh my gosh. I think we actually joked about that because he was good. Like
he
was
is
just
good.
Following all the moves I did. It was great.
Yeah.
I had to kind of convince him to let me post that. Well, actually, he was pretty willing, but I could tell he was hesitant. But I was like, it's going to be great though.
Yeah.
Just got to upload it.
Are you still living at home?
Yeah, I am with my parents.
Milk it as long as you can.
That's what people say. I mean, the world's expensive, so I'm going to milk it, I think.
Your parents are huge supporters of yours.
Yeah.
And your debut EP had a lot to do with family. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's very true. Actually, like even my first song was written about my parents. So my first in-person writing session, I think it was just natural to me to talk about my childhood and my parents. And so yeah, that song is all about this trip we took to Nova Scotia, and it was inspired by my dad telling me not to go into the ocean.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's all about them just like being protective, and also me just telling them I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
That EP is kind of just all about that.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're ready to let you go watching what's happening right now. Like literally everything is taking off.
Yeah, it's really exciting at home.
It is. And the song Crush, I love how you went up north to write it.
Yeah.
How far up north are we talking? Like Muskoka, or are you talking like
Huntsville area?
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like super up north. Yeah.
So I fell in love with you even more when I found out that you were playing Sims when you were making the song Crush. I was like,
did you see that post?
Yes. Are you like an avid simmer?
I go through eras. So
okay,
that was
same.
actually my first time playing it.
Yeah.
Like, it was around that time when we were writing.
Yeah.
And so what we did, so my producers and co-writers, Duncan and Nick, they sat on the couch and basically still did the same thing we do in the studio, like where I'm recording vocals. They were telling me what to do. So I was building a house and they were like, okay, put the wall over there, put the couch over there.
So you were doing more like decor. See, I thought you were going to make like a Billianne sim.
Oh, that'd be
because
great.
you can actually like change the pitch of their voice.
Oh, yeah.
So
I've
next
seen
time,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
that.
Very cool. So the song Crush, how much have you changed since your debut album, and what are we going to hear with new music? Like, what's the biggest thing that's changed since then and now as you're getting ready to release more?
I think like I've honestly just grown up. Like when I'm 21, but when I released that first album, I was telling stories from like 16 to 18-year-old me, like coming out of COVID, coming out of high school, figuring out like what I'm even gonna do.
Yeah.
And so I think as I'm growing up and getting more confident and just like also getting in touch with like the side of me that like loves people, I think that's a lot of what I'm writing about. I was kind of afraid of that. I felt vulnerable to like have a crush, and it felt very scary and overwhelming. And so it's been very fun to dive into that, and I'm very comfortable with it. So I'd say a lot of the new music, it's a little more vulnerable. It's talking about friendships and love, and yeah.
I love that. And how did it feel after you put it out into the world? Because you have some hardcore fans already, and I'm now one of them. So is it it's vulnerable to write, but is it scary of what the fans are going to think? Is it going to be you worry about that, yeah?
I was actually very scared specifically about Crush because it's such a different sound from my other music, which I'm really glad I released. Obviously, like on Future Star, and like I think like all the streaming sites are loving it, and people are loving it. So I kind of proved myself wrong with that one, and I think a part of this process is always just like continuously proving that self-doubt wrong.
Yeah.
And I just keep doing that, and that inspires me to just like keep going.
It makes sense that your sound has changed though, because like the debut album, there was definitely Taylor Swift influence behind it, right? Is there anyone right now who's influencing your sound and perhaps has contributed to the maturing sound that you have?
Yeah, lots of people. I mean, Lizzie McAlpine has been one of my favorite artists since the beginning.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of like this thread through a lot of my inspiration. And then also this artist called Ryan Beatty.
Okay.
He is amazing if you haven't heard of him.
I'm going to now, yeah.
Also just so inspiring. So those two, I think, are like pillars in what inspire me and what an artist kind of is. And then also just the sound of Crush was like inspired by like Sabrina Carpenter happening, even the Beyonce stuff because we got a banjo on there.
Yeah.
So all those like pop just like hits that are coming out.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so fun. Like,
It is
I
fun.
want to do that.
And you're doing it, and you're killing it. It's amazing. Your covers of Chappell Roan are awesome.
Thank you.
Are you hoping to get to meet her this weekend?
Oh my God, I haven't even thought if that was a possibility.
I'm sure she's seen the covers. She's honestly, she's a crown fixer. So
Oh my gosh.
if there was someone here at Osheaga, female, male, whatever, that you could take on as like a mentor, whether it's Chappell or Renee, like is there someone that you wish you could kind of like go to or just like pick their brain if you
Maybe
could?
Chappell, because I bet Chappell right now, like having all this viralness around her, I think it's a lot. I do understand that emotion to an extent with my old like viral covers.
Yeah.
And I just think I would love to like talk to her
I know.
about how that feels, and not even just like how exciting it is, just like how she's doing and like how she's managing that process of like getting to that next level of fame where you're getting stopped everywhere.
Yeah. Are you ready for that? Is that something you want, or do you want to be the
know.
musician who like can make music and just be very like no paparazzi, please?
Like a Bonnie Bear or something. I don't know. I've thought about this. It's a great question. I've thought about like what kind of level of fame. I mean, I'll take what comes.
Right.
That would be very cool. I think from an outside perspective, it seems very cool if people just like know you and show up to your shows.
For sure.
But like realistically, I'm like, I just want to put out an album. I want people to resonate with it. I want to see them singing along.
Speaking of the album, you gave us Crush. We want more. When can we expect more music?
I think I'm thinking next year is gonna be when it happens, and then there'll be a few singles kind of coming out here. For sure.
Okay, we love that. Now, you played Wishlist during your set.
Yeah.
You obviously have a really cool team around you.
Yes.
And I think it's really great that you had a wish list and you wanted the right people around you, especially as you're coming up.
Yeah.
What is on your wish list right now, Billianne? What does Billianne want, whether it's for your personal life or for your music? What's on your wish list?
Oh, good question.
Yes.
Oh my God. My wish list.
I like that you're being thoughtful about it.
I
taking
do,
your
'cause
time.
I
That's
want to
good.
give a good answer.
Yeah.
My wish list. I'm honestly like really happy right now.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I'm trying to think of something I'd want to change. Like my team is really great right now. Crush is doing great right now.
Yeah.
My wish list. Maybe just to get some dessert at Osheaga right now.
How is the food in the artist area?
It's great. I mean, I had a little sandwich. It's great.
Yeah, a little
and there's
sandwich.
just like ice cream and
Very nice.
things going on.
All right, look, we're gonna wrap this up with something we like to call two truths and a lie.
Okay.
Of your pre-show ritual. So obviously it's something you actually do before the show, and then two things you don't. We'll see if we can figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 truths and a lie. So 2 things are true. 1 that's a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing I do is I kick a guitar pick around on the floor.
Okay.
The second thing I do is wrap my arms around the band and breathe together.
Okay.
And the third thing I do is lip trills.
Lip trills.
Yeah.
Can you demonstrate a lip trill? Or like unique New York. Unique New York.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the truth.
Wait, there's 2 truths, right?
2 truths and a lie is what I said. So I think the lie is that you kick around the guitar.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Good job.
So a lot of
Yeah, a lot of lip trills and a lot of breathing.
amazing. Well, thanks so much for sitting down with us. I'm so
Thanks.
excited to watch what you do. Genuinely, not only do you have like the most genuine personality, but you're super talented.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see where you go.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Yay,
Go have
thanks,
some sandwiches.